The Galactic Council had always ignored Earth. For centuries, the great empires of the galaxy considered humans insignificant. They had no war fleets, no powerful armies, and no major influence in interstellar politics. While other species colonized distant worlds, humans remained on their small blue planet, barely venturing beyond their own solar system. To the Council, Earth was a primitive world, full of beings who spent more time fighting among themselves than exploring the stars. They were unpredictable, emotional, and chaotic, qualities that made them unworthy of true galactic power. But that belief changed the day the Council discovered Earth's hidden power. It started with a simple scan. That HFY Dominion, one of the Council's most powerful members, had deployed a routine intelligence probe near Earth's solar system. These probes gathered information on new species, monitoring their technology and development. Usually, Earth's transmissions were nothing special: entertainment signals, scientific discussions, and outdated military chatter. But this time, the probe detected something strange. A powerful signal, unlike anything seen before, pulsed from deep within Earth's networks. At first, the probe's AI thought it was just another human transmission, until it realized it couldn't decode it. That was impossible. The Galactic Council's technology was thousands of years ahead of Earth's. No primitive species should be able to out-encrypt their systems. And yet, here was a signal so advanced that even the Council's most powerful decryption programs failed to break it. Panic spread among the analysts. They immediately reported their findings to the Council. Within hours, an emergency meeting was called. The Council's Grand Chamber was filled with representatives from every major empire. The HFY Dominion, the Ivarang Consortium, the Valari Imperium, each one an interstellar powerhouse that had ruled over weaker species for millennia. At the center of the massive hall, the holographic projection of Earth hovered in the air, slowly rotating. Streams of data surrounded it, filled with unreadable code, the encrypted signal that had sent the entire Council into a state of unease. High Chancellor Vexen of the Ivarang Consortium spoke first. His reptilian eyes narrowed as he stared at the projection. "We have monitored humans for centuries," he said, his voice cold and calculated. "They have always been an inferior species. How is it possible that they have developed encryption beyond our understanding?" Silence filled the room. No one had an answer. Commander Rathis of the Valari Imperium tapped his claws against the table. "The real question is, what are they hiding?" That was the terrifying part. If humans had encryption this advanced, it meant they were keeping secrets, dangerous secrets. "We need to investigate further," said Admiral Korak of the HFY Dominion. "If humanity has developed something that could challenge us, we must uncover it before it's too late." A decision was made. The Council would send a covert research team to monitor Earth's data streams. They would break through every firewall, infiltrate every system, and uncover whatever humans were trying to hide. The operation began immediately. Council intelligence ships, equipped with stealth technology, positioned themselves around Earth's orbit. Highly advanced hacking programs were deployed, targeting Earth's most secure networks. The first few layers were easy to bypass. Government records, scientific research, military reports. Nothing alarming. But then, the infiltrators hit a barrier, a wall of security so advanced that even the Council's best AI systems failed to breach it. The analysts tried again. They rerouted power, strengthened the decryption algorithms, and launched a full-force cyber assault. Nothing worked. It was as if Earth's defenses were alive, adapting and responding in real time. Every attack was countered. Every backdoor was sealed before they could exploit it. The AI handling the infiltration began shutting down one by one, unable to process the countermeasures. Then, without warning, a message flashed across every intelligence screen. "You are not welcome here." The infiltrators froze. Someone knew they were watching. The message disappeared as quickly as it had come, but the damage was done. The Council's best intelligence officers, trained to manipulate entire civilizations, had just been outplayed by humans. Fear crept into the hearts of the council members. If humanity could do this without ever leaving their planet, what else were they capable of? They had always assumed Earth was weak, but now they weren't so sure. And deep within the shadows of Earth's hidden networks, something was watching them back. The Galactic Council was in chaos. The encrypted message had shattered their belief that Earth was just a primitive world. Someone, or something, on Earth had not only detected their intrusion, but had the power to fight back. This was not normal. No species, not even the most powerful empires, had ever blocked the Council's intelligence forces before. Whenever they infiltrated a civilization's systems, it was always a one-sided affair. The target never even knew they were being watched. But Earth had seen them. And worse, Earth had warned them. High Chancellor Vexen paced inside the Council's grand chamber. His reptilian tail twitched in frustration. "This should not be possible," he growled. "Humans lack the resources to develop this level of cyber warfare. We control the galaxy's most advanced AI. We have never lost in information warfare." "But we just did," Admiral Korek muttered. His usually confident voice was now laced with uncertainty. Commander Rathis leaned forward, his claws tapping against the metal table. "We need to know more. If humans have technology that can match or surpass ours, it could change the balance of power in the galaxy." The room fell silent. The Council had spent centuries controlling weaker species, manipulating their progress, deciding which civilizations were allowed to rise and which ones were meant to stay in the dark. But now, there was a problem. Humans had hidden something, and if they had the ability to keep secrets from the most powerful empires in the galaxy, then they were far more dangerous than anyone had ever realized. The Council decided to escalate. The next phase of the operation would be direct intervention. A team of elite agents, trained in deep cover operations, was sent to Earth. Their mission was simple: find out what humanity was hiding, by any means necessary. The agents arrived on Earth, disguised as traders, researchers, and diplomats from minor alien races. They blended into human society, working their way into government offices, military bases, and scientific institutions. At first, they found nothing unusual. Earth's surface appeared just as chaotic as the Council had always believed. Governments argued with each other, corporations chased wealth, and ordinary people went about their daily lives without any knowledge of the greater galaxy. But beneath the surface, something wasn't right. Every time the agents tried to access restricted information, they hit a wall. It wasn't just that the data was classified, it was completely inaccessible. Entire networks were sealed behind firewalls that no known technology could breach. Security systems reacted instantly to any attempt at infiltration, shutting down access before the agents could even begin their work. It was as if Earth had been preparing for something, for a very long time. One agent, posing as a research assistant in a military facility, managed to break into a secured database, just for a few seconds. But what he saw before the system locked him out sent a chill through his body. There were files dating back centuries, strategic war plans, combat simulations, and records of conflicts that had shaped Earth's history. But more importantly, there were plans for interstellar warfare, blueprints for space-faring warships, tactical strategies for planetary invasions, contingency plans for encounters with hostile alien civilizations. Humans had never been ignorant of the stars. They had been watching. They had been planning. And now, the Council realized something terrifying. Earth had always known that one day, the galaxy would come for them. The Galactic Council's worst fears were coming true. For centuries, they had believed Earth was an ignorant, backward world, unaware of the greater galaxy. But now, the evidence was undeniable. Humans had known about alien life for a long time. The discovery of interstellar war plans hidden deep within Earth's most secure networks had changed everything. The Council agents on Earth had failed to retrieve the full data. Security systems had locked them out before they could learn too much. But the few glimpses they had seen were enough to confirm one chilling fact. Humans were prepared for war. But against who? That question haunted the council members as they sat in a secret emergency meeting. High Chancellor Vexen's voice was tense. Humans have spent centuries planning for interstellar war. Why? His sharp reptilian eyes scanned the gathered leaders. They had no contact with us. We never reveal ourselves. So, I ask again, why would they prepare for a war they shouldn't have known was coming? No one had an answer. Admiral Korak clenched his mandibles. The more important question is, how far have they already progressed? If humans have working warships, they don't. Commander Rathis interrupted, shaking his head. Our scans show no space fleets, no military outposts beyond their planet. Their colonies on Mars and the Moon are civilian in nature. They have no warships. A moment of silence. Then a new, even more disturbing thought settled over the room. If humans didn't have warships, why did they have war plans? And if they were hiding battle strategies, what else were they hiding? The Council could not afford to wait. They needed definitive answers. A new mission was authorized, an active field test. The Council would send a small military force to Earth's orbit. Not an invasion, not yet, but a provocation. They would send warships into Earth's skies and observe the human reaction. If Earth was truly weak, then humanity would panic. Governments would crumble. There would be confusion, fear, and surrender. But if Earth was as dangerous as the data suggested, then the humans would reveal their true power, and the galaxy would finally see what Earth had been hiding all this time. The Galactic Council's fleet arrived in Earth's orbit. It was not a full invasion, just a show of power. A formation of 12 warships, each one large enough to reduce entire cities to rubble, positioned themselves around the planet. The Council expected panic. They expected humans to fall into chaos, their leaders scrambling, their people screaming in fear. But something was wrong. There was no panic. The fleet's arrival should have been a shock to the planet. Yet Earth's response was calm. Governments did not immediately react. No military forces were scrambled. No distress signals were sent to deep space. It was as if humanity had been expecting this moment. Admiral Korak stood on the bridge of the lead warship, watching Earth's surface through the main display. His mandibles clicked in frustration. Something isn't right, he growled. They should be terrified. Commander Rathis, observing the human response, narrowed his eyes. Perhaps they are in shock, he suggested. Or maybe they believe this is a first contact event. But that theory was quickly proven wrong. A signal came from Earth. Not a distress call. Not a surrender. A warning. It was a short message, broadcasted across all frequencies. Leave orbit immediately. This is your only warning. Silence filled the warship's command deck. Korak's mandibles twitched. They dare threaten us? He hissed. Rathis exhaled slowly. They are bluffing. They have no warships. No planetary defenses strong enough to challenge us. We should proceed. The Council had authorized a test. The fleet was not here for negotiations. They had come to provoke a response. So the order was given, a targeted strike. One of the warships powered up its weapons, locking onto an uninhabited island. The plan was simple, a warning shot, a display of the fleet's power. Enough to scare humanity into submission without causing unnecessary death. The energy cannons charged. And then, everything went wrong. Alarms screamed across the warship's control systems, weapons offline, shields failing, engines shutting down. It wasn't an attack. It wasn't a hack. It was something else. Something far worse. A presence. A force. Something had taken control. Korak turned to his crew, demanding answers. But before anyone could react, the warship disappeared. One moment, it was there. The next, it was simply gone. No explosion, no wreckage, no trace. The remaining warships went into full alert. Scanners frantically searched for any sign of the missing vessel, but there was nothing. Then, another message came from Earth. The same voice as before. Calm, cold, unshaken. This is your second and final warning. Leave, now. For the first time in history, the Galactic Council felt something they had never felt before. Fear. Panic spread through the Galactic Council fleet. One of their warships had vanished, not destroyed, not damaged, but simply erased from existence. No explosion, no debris, no distress signal. It was as if the ship had never been there at all. Admiral Korak's claws dug into the armrest of his command chair. His reptilian eyes darted across the display screens, searching for any trace of the missing vessel. Find them, he roared. Scan every sector, every frequency. Now. But there was nothing. The scanners returned only silence. No wreckage, no signals, no escape pods, just emptiness. The warship had been erased from reality. Commander Rathis stood stiffly, his skin pale. We need to retreat, he said in a low voice. This is something beyond our understanding. But Korak was not ready to flee. He refused to believe in ghosts. This is a trick, he growled. A deception. The humans are hiding something. We must press forward. We must know the truth. The fleet tightened formation, weapons primed. If Earth wanted a fight, they would get one. But Earth did not fire a single shot. Instead, another warship vanished. Gone. Instant. Silent. No explosion. No battle. No resistance. And then another. And another. Within seconds, 4 warships were gone. The remaining ships froze. The bridge crew was deathly silent, staring at the screens in horror. Then Earth spoke again. The voice was the same as before. Calm, unshaken, completely in control. Final warning. Leave now. There will not be another. Admiral Korak felt a cold, creeping dread seep into his bones. Something was watching them. Something powerful. And it was giving them mercy. For the first time in his career, Korak hesitated. He had led fleets into war, conquered planets, wiped out civilizations, but he had never faced anything like this. He glanced at Commander Rathis. Their eyes met, and in that silent moment, both knew the truth. If they stayed, none of them would leave alive. The order was given. The fleet turned. They retreated. The mighty warships of the Galactic Council, feared across the stars, fled from Earth like terrified children. But as they left orbit, one final message came through. The human voice, still calm. You were wise to run. The Galactic Council fleet fled at full speed, their warships tearing through space, desperate to escape Earth's grip. But even as they left the planet behind, fear followed them. Admiral Korak sat in silence, staring at the empty void where 4 of his warships had once been. His crew worked frantically around him, running scans, analyzing data, trying to explain what had happened. But there was no explanation. No energy signatures, no weapon traces, nothing. Commander Rathis stepped forward, his voice shaking. Admiral, we have reviewed all sensor logs. There was no attack, no detectable force. It was as if. He hesitated, struggling to find the right words. Korak turned his reptilian eyes toward him. As if what? He demanded. Rathis swallowed. As if the ships were never there at all. The words sent a cold chill through the entire bridge. No one wanted to admit it. No one wanted to say it out loud. But the truth was becoming impossible to ignore. Earth had a power beyond anything the galaxy had ever seen. And they had only given a warning. Korak's claws tapped against his command chair. His mind raced. The Galactic Council was the most powerful force in the known universe, and yet Earth had not been afraid of them. They had not fired a single weapon. They had not sent warships of their own. They had simply erased. And then a new horror struck. Admiral, A technician's voice was filled with panic. The fleet's long-range communication systems. They're dead. Korek's eyes widened. What? We cannot contact the Council. We cannot send distress signals. It's like, the technician's voice cracked. It's like the universe itself is blocking us. Silence fell over the bridge. They had retreated from Earth. They had tried to escape. But Earth's reach had followed them. And then something even worse happened. The warship's lights flickered. The engines stuttered. The gravity fluctuated. Something was inside the ship. Not a physical force. Not an invading army. Something unseen. Korek felt it, a presence, a weight pressing down on his chest. The crew gasped, some falling to their knees, clutching their heads in pain. It was a message, not in words, not in sound, but in fear, a warning that echoed through their very souls. You left too late. The Galactic Council had always believed itself to be the ultimate power in the universe. Their fleets spanned thousands of star systems, their armies had crushed countless civilizations, and their technology was unmatched. Or so they thought. The day they discovered Earth was supposed to be another simple conquest, another planet to bring under their control, another species to either submit or be erased. Their probes had scanned the planet. Their analysts had studied its history. They saw wars, destruction, and chaos. A species that had fought among itself for centuries. A species that had never left its own solar system. The council leaders laughed. Primitive, they called them. Weak. Admiral Korek, the one chosen to lead the invasion, smirked at the reports. They have no interstellar fleet, no planetary defenses. This will be easy. And so the fleet arrived. The skies above Earth darkened as the massive warships blotted out the sun. They sent out their message. Earth, surrender now. You are under the rule of the Galactic Council. There was silence. Then a single message returned. Leave now. This is your only warning. The Council fleet laughed. A planet with no advanced military. No warships. No defenses. A warning from them. Admiral Korek gave the order. Begin the invasion. The first wave of warships moved into position, their weapons locked on Earth's major cities. The Council's strategy was simple. Strike hard, force surrender, take control. It had worked 1,000 times before. As the countdown began, something strange happened. One of the warships disappeared. Not destroyed. Not attacked. Just gone. No explosion. No energy readings, just vanished. The fleet hesitated. Confused. This wasn't possible. Check the scanners. Korek roared. Find that ship. But there was nothing to find. And then, a voice echoed across every warship. Calm. Unshaken. Cold. Final warning. Leave now. There will not be another. The fleet ignored it. And then, another warship vanished. Then another. Then another. The mighty warships of the Galactic Council, armed with the deadliest weapons in the galaxy, were being erased without a single shot fired. Panic spread. This is impossible, whispered Commander Rathis. Admiral Korek's hands trembled as he stared at the empty void where his ships once stood. Retreat, he ordered. The fleet turned. They fled. The conquerors of the galaxy ran from a planet that had not fired a single weapon. The Galactic Council had never retreated before, not once in their history. And yet, here they were, running. But something was wrong. As the fleet left Earth's orbit, their communication systems went dead. No signals, no distress calls. They were completely cut off. Admiral, a technician shouted, we can't contact the Council. It's like something is blocking us. A cold dread filled the bridge. Then, the warship's lights flickered. The engines stuttered. Gravity fluctuated. Something was inside the ship, not a fleet, not soldiers, something unseen. It was not an attack. It was not a battle. It was a message, not in words, not in sound, but in fear. An overwhelming, crushing force pressed on their minds. And then, in their own thoughts, a voice spoke. You left too late. The warship trembled, not from weapons, not from an external force, but from something deeper, something inside. Admiral Korak gripped his armrests as the bridge lights flickered again. Crew members collapsed, some screaming, some silent, their eyes wide with terror. The presence grew stronger, invisible, unstoppable. Then the screams across the ship turned black. A single line of text appeared. We gave you a chance. Korak's breath caught in his throat. Another message followed. You came to take, to control, to conquer. Korak's claws dug into his chair. His mind screamed to do something, anything. Then came the final words. Now you will understand. The ship went dark. The crew vanished. No screams. No fight. Just emptiness. The warship, once filled with over 1,000 soldiers, was now a lifeless ghost, drifting silently in space, across the Galactic Council, in the halls of power where leaders debated war and conquest. Every screen, every communication device, every piece of technology suddenly flashed with a single message. Earth is not yours to control. The message disappeared. The silence stretched. And for the first time in history, the Galactic Council, the rulers of countless worlds, the conquerors of 1,000 civilizations, felt true fear because Earth had spoken. And they knew. This was only a warning.